What if like Kawhi? There's no way. I mean, I'd be so surprised if Kawhi load managed the game against the Lakers Christmas Day. But what if that was a game it happened to be a load management game?
There would be so much flack caught by that organization
For
if
real,
they tried
like
to do
come
that
on,
for
at
one
a
of those
certain
marquee
point,
games.
how expensive are those tickets?
Oh God, I don't even want to know.
Right, and I think a lot of people at home are excited to watch that game. So if LeBron's hurt or Kawhi is load managing, it kind of takes away from that matchup.
Absolutely. So I think the solution is very simple: just shorten the season.
But there's no way economically why would they do that economically? That doesn't make sense.
Well, it's going to have to come down to how much money are they losing or how much flack are they catching for this load management.
Or they can adjust the regular season to be more meaningful somehow.
I think I will take the side of the players on this particular issue, and I think the wear and tear and travel that's required to get through a regular season of NBA basketball is a very taxing thing, especially when you consider all of the back-to-backs that are now currently scheduled, the 3 games and 4 nights that are currently scheduled. I think the NBA would benefit from reducing the season for a number of reasons, primarily from a player health standpoint. I think you would see fewer injuries, especially like wear and tear type injuries. You would reduce the need or desire for teams to do this load management strategy. So the star players are playing in more matchups, which you can then have more nationally televised games. So that's what I think it would be the best solution. I'm not suggesting a significant reduction in games because obviously economically I know it would be an issue. But, I mean, even if we
15?
brought it down to 72 games instead of 82, maybe 10 less. Some more days off in there.
So let me play devil's advocate, not necessarily because I disagree with what you just said, because I think there is some data showing that, teams that embrace the load management philosophy reaps those rewards, right? But if I were to play devil's advocate, a lot of players from like 90s and 80s and, the players of even the early 2000s would say, hey, man, we played every single game. We managed to get through it. Karl Malone played nearly 20 seasons, if not 20 seasons in the NBA. And I think he never missed less than 70 games a season
until he came to the Lakers.
Until he came to the Lakers, right? But still, what I'm trying to say is it's been done before, and the players have managed to manage it.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
Why is it that these players can't? And especially if you take in consideration, all the players are taking like first class private jets. They're staying at nice hotels. They're not like rough riding it on the road here. They're not like pitching a tent.
Yeah, but you can argue the level of competition is stiffer now. Players are more athletic, bigger, stronger, faster. There's more wear and tear going up against these guys every single night.
So
that might
that
be a
would
factor.
be your argument against that?
I mean, that's the first thing that comes to mind when you bring up that point. I think, maybe they had it slightly easier than players have it today in terms of the level of competition overall.
When I was kind of, I think when we were watching the Lakers early on in 2000 with Kobe and Shaq, Phil Jackson's mentality was, for the most part, that we would try to limit the minutes, not necessarily limit the games played, but I thought that was the prevalent philosophy with conserving a player's energy and preserving their health.
Right, and I love that. Yeah, I agree with that wholeheartedly, and I think they're trying to do that with LeBron and AD this year.
Giannis is only averaging 31 minutes a game, which is, I was shocked.
They're blowing fools out. He's sitting a lot of fourth quarters.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Well,
he's sitting a lot of fourth quarters, which is what I hoped would happen for the Lakers. Thank you. Yeah, that's what I hoped would happen for the Lakers this year. And it's happened certain games. There's been certain games where AD and LeBron have been able to sit out fourth quarters, and that's just a dream come true for me because it's that in-game load management where you're not really pissing anyone off by doing it, and it's just you're getting those easy W's. And so hopefully we get some more of those this year. But I've been very impressed with Vogel's ability to stagger LeBron and AD in the lineup. So basically 99% of the time we have at least one of those two players out on the court at any given time. But he staggers them in such a way that He's keeping their minutes in the mid-30s this year. LeBron, I believe, is averaging 36 minutes a game, and AD is very similar to that. I think that's a good money zone for those guys, and obviously if we can reduce that by the end of the year, all the better.
Right.
But if they're not going to shorten the season, then I think coaches should spend more time trying to play with lineups to get their star players rests throughout the game and limit those minutes. And that would make a big difference. But I think the ultimate solution is a combination of both of those things. I think they should shorten the seasons and put more of an emphasis on the rotational situations and resting their players a bit longer, if they can pull it off.